Assalamu alaikum, viewers. Greetings to you all, and wherever you might be watching this episode, it is coming live on Vision TV, your special sports show that is Inside Sports Gambia, with me, LAMIN MANNEH. And today, I have a guest that is a brother and a colleague, Kemo Kanyi, who will join me to discuss about Gambian football, that is the GFF First Division League, and the Scorpions' performance as far as the African Cup of Nations is concerned. Kemo, you are welcome to Inside Sports Gambia show on Vision TV.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Manny, for inviting me to this noble platform, and of course for my first appearance on Vision TV. And I appreciate your invitation, and viewers welcome.
Thank you so much, Kemo. Kemo, where we're going to start our today's discussion will be about the GFF First Division League. We have seen, we have played a lot of games, 10 to 11 games. We are in the 11th week of the GFF Football Division. And you look at the federation, there are a lot of teams in this GFF League, but you look at their performances. There are teams that are known for doing well when it comes to Gambia Football Federation, but this year we see those teams are struggling, and there are teams that are also really doing very, very well when it comes to this year's Football Federation, the likes of Fortune, that is the Petroleum Boys. You look at Bikama and Walidan. You look at Walidan, they are the most decorated team when it comes to GFF First Division League, and this year also they are among those teams that are struggling. What is your assessment of Gambia Football Federation's First Division 1 for this season?
Yes, very well, thank you, Manny, once again. I mean, that shows you how competitive a league can be. Walidan, being one of the most decorated teams in the Gambian Football League, now sits in the bottom of the standings. So you talk of the likes of Brikama United, who also normally do very well when it comes to the First Division League. One time were winners of the league, and for this year, they are honestly struggling even in their own backyard. When they are playing at home, you see them struggling to score goals. Is in fact a very, very big problem for them. You see the players are not that much click, but that also has to, for that of the Brikama United, it has to do with the, I believe, the motivational aspect of a team, because I mean, a team like Brikama, when it comes to football, it's a very, very big community. They wouldn't lack the talent that will represent the name Brikama United there, because when you talk of their, I mean, the summer Noitan that the Brikama Sports Committee will organize is one of the most competitive in the whole of the Gambia. Yes, one will argue, but when you watch the Noitan in Brikama, you know very well they are having so many talents within Brikama and its surrounding that are playing the Noitan in Brikama. So obviously having such a very, very big zone, and also such talents that northern teams will file in, so Brikama should not be short of players that can represent them very well when it comes to the First Division League. But I mean, one thing that must be put into consideration is that when you want a certain player to represent you, for instance, best players from the Norwegian will also see where they will be having future. Let's say, for instance,
because what you're saying, there is not only Brikama that is monitoring those players, even though the players are playing in the Brikama sport committees and Norwegian, but there are other clubs out there that are maybe far away from Brikama, but they are monitoring those players that are playing in the Brikama. So in this aspect, what is important here is about the project. That is the project you offer in those players.
Those players, because they need to see themselves not only playing for Brikama United for a particular season, this season or two, but also what they will be looking ahead is that whether when I play for this Brikama United compared to the other teams that will be calling on me, where is my future lies as the professional player? Because most of those players, when they see themselves in the First Division, and in fact, before you get yourself into the First Division, what will be in your mind, especially the young people nowadays will want to pursue career in football. So obviously, you look at a team that will be in that position to make sure that they sell you out to outside countries, to make sure that you also go there, move on your professional career, just as we have just seen for this boy Rashid, who plays for the Gundu United, now plays for BST Galaxy. Recently get contracted and in Latvia or Slovakia, something like in Latvia. So obviously, I mean, players will also be looking at that aspect of, I mean, opportunity when it comes to life, because everyone that you are living, you want to something that you want to make a living. Obviously, you look at the broader future about it. So players, as you have said, they are playing in Brikama Northern Zone, but obviously there will be so many teams that will send in scouts to these various Northern Zones. So they will be sending scouts to those zones, looking at the best players from those zones, and then they will table an offer for them. So if the teams that you are competing against in a league are having better, I mean, remunerations or better, I mean, future for that particular players, that you also want them to play for you when it comes to the opportunities in the future. So obviously they will choose those teams over the team, for instance, let's say Brikama United. So I believe what Brikama United should be working on, there must be something that is wrong somewhere within Brikama United Football Club as a whole.
Yeah,
so
that's what I always say. As far as it is Brikama United, it needs collective responsibility, being it the management, the coaches, the players, and even the fans to come on board and see where the loopholes are, so that they'll be able to settle it for the benefit of the team.
Very well. Brikama is a very big community. Managing it itself
it's not easy.
It's a very big responsibility and also a very big challenge. So obviously those that are also there should know that, I mean, we are having a very big task to carry out, because you have a lot of people to satisfy. Not everyone can be satisfied, but in football what people need is the result, especially when you play at home. We have seen teams when they are playing at home, they try to make sure they collect maximum points in their home grounds. Let's say Fortune shares the same ground with Brikama United, Bombarda as well, and Greater Tomorrow as well. You have seen Fortune winning several of their games at home. That is the Brikama, that is within Brikama. Bombarda does the same thing. Greater Tomorrow are now also stepping up to make sure they win their home games. So why not Brikama United itself? So when you come to the performance for that of the Fortune now, I believe the project that Fortune is having for its players, it's what is responsible for their performance this season. You can see now they have closed the gap to Real de Banjul for only a point.
1 point difference.
Only 1 point difference. They have played 10 games. You have seen Real de Banjul have lost 2 of their games. Fortune, if I may remember, have only lost 1. That is to the Real de Banjul side. Where that was the very first game of the season when they played in Basori against Real de Banjul, where they lost by 2-0. But from there, they will either draw or try to win. So this is the league. If you cannot win a game, try to make sure that you put this mentality in your players that, I mean, winning is not only the solution into any game. We cannot win every game, but you have to, when you are losing a game, you have to lose a game with respect. Respectably lose the game. Everyone will say, yes, we have played, we have performed very well, but I mean, the luck wasn't on our side. But you don't have to lose the game on a very bad performance. So that also tells a lot about that Brikama United side. Technically, their technical side, I think there is something that is wrong somewhere else, whether it has to be within the players or within the technical setup. But something needs to be fixed in Brikama United for them to perform better as they are doing right now.
Debutants BST Galaxy, they took second in the second division, and they have promotion. Right now they're in the fourth division. They also lost to Falcons by 2-0.
Yes, for them, before they lost that particular game to Falcons, you can see their winning stretch was on 4 games winning stretch. That was phenomenal from them as one of the newest team in the second division, qualifying from the for the first division, qualifying from the second division. When you watch them play, BST Galaxy, you know that they are having a very, very good players within their mix. The likes of Kambi, when you talk of their midfield, and also that short midfielder for them, Osman Jai. He is also a very, very fine player within their mix, and already they have sold one of their players, which will help them a lot financially. So Fortune also, with this performance that they are making, it has to do with the finance, because they are selling their players abroad. When you sell some players, let's say 300,000 euros, for instance, or yes, euros, when you, that equivalent in the Gambian dollars is about 18 or 20 million Gambian dollars. So obviously, when Brikama United is also making such projects, not only that the players are going to benefit, but the club itself is going to benefit financially. So obviously, you can tap on from every player that you want to come to you. Fortune are very much motivating their players. BST Galaxy, I'm sure, are also motivating their players. So losing to Falcons by 2-0. Yes, Falcons have more experience in first division football than that of BST Galaxy. So losing to them wouldn't be a lot of problem to them, because knowing that we have been winning 4 games in a row, so obviously losing the 5th one is respectable.
Yeah. You also look at the champions, Real de Banjul, a surprising result. They played a goalless draw against the struggling Armed Forces, that is the Kiki Boys, managed to draw against Real de Banjul, which surprised many people.
Yes, that was a surprise to many, but in football, you have to know what you want. Armed Forces would also wouldn't also want to be losing every other game after what they have been playing in the first division for ages now. Yeah, it's a very, very big team when it comes to Gambian football. In fact, one would say a state-owned team. So when Gamtel was there as well. So when you are playing for Armed Forces as well, you are enrolled into the army. So obviously they pay you as they are paying the armed forces, those that are serving the armed forces. You are paid on the government pay scale. So I believe that will also, if they work on their performance, they will be able to motivate their teams. When they played here against Brikama United, one of their players who came in the second half, the number 7, I could not remember the name, but he's a very, very fine player. If armed forces try to make sure that he is regular in training.
I was already informed. That's a club that is monitoring him, and they want to even take him in the second half of this season.
In the Gambia here.
In the country.
No, he's a fine player. He's a fine player, very fine player.
Anyway, I will not mention the club.
Yes, do not do that. yes, he's a very, very fine player. If they can motivate him to make sure he is regular in training, and then try to build their setup around him, I believe they can get the best out of him.
Gambia, poor performance in the ongoing African Cup of Nations. A lot of factors. People are saying a lot of things. What do you think might be the reason for our poor performance in this AFCON?
Yes, the first key thing in the poor performance of the Gambia's national team is the lack of preparation.
That's key.
Yes, no one will doubt that, because whatever that you are going to do in a competition, example, for instance, like AFCON, you need test games to be played. And Tom, yes, we will come to that, his tactics, but he should be given test games to be played, and that is the responsibility of the Gambia Football Federation. He is not given those opportunities. And one of the reasons he said he did not select Mahmoud Bajo, he preferred Sleman Solmar over Mahmoud Bajo. Solmar has not been named in the first game, and also in the second game he did not play. In the second game, in fact, he was omitted even from the match day squad. Very well.
Tactical reason.
Yes, very well. Because he said he did not. Mahmoud Bajo was never tested with the players, with the club of players that he is going to AFCON with. But I believe that should not have been an excuse. As a coach, when you watch him play, you will know very well where to fix that particular player. Yes, irrespective of the test games that were not organized.
One thing I cannot always take from Tom is he always consider experience, and you look at those players he is calling today as experienced players. They were given debut games. That's why they get the experience today. Those players that he is calling players that are not experienced, that's why he didn't call them. they will never get experience if they are not given the opportunity to play.
Very well. You need to give opportunities to
An
young
example,
players.
you look at Senegal, the lad who scored 2 goals.
Who
He
scored
played with these
against
boys.
Camara, yes, Camara.
Lamin
He
Camara.
was an under-20 player for the
Yeah.
Senegalese side, and then he is in fact a starter now.
Yeah.
So, Tom saying that Mahmoud did not have any test game that was played. Yes, Solmar is not having a game for over an year. Bob Yusufa is also not playing for over an year. Why can't you drop one of them, knowing that both of those players are midfield players? And if you want to perform in competitions, your midfield must be, a midfield that is well mature
compact,
in the game, compact. When you talk about maturity in a game,
that coordination have to be there.
The playing time that a particular player is being given in his club, and I believe Mahmoud Bajo has all those criteria. He's playing week in, week out for his club and performing exceptionally well. So he could have been chosen over Slimane Mar and Yusufa Bob. But I was talking about the preparation. They were not prepared. No test game was organized for them before the AFCON. That's very right. And it should be organized for them. And in fact, it must be organized for them. A test game was planned against Morocco on the 7th of January. That was also cancelled. No reason was advanced by GFF that this particular. I have not been privy to see any reason by GFF saying that these are so reasons. This is why. Our test game against Morocco was called off.
Maybe they were not confident because Morocco is a powerhouse when it comes to
yes,
football.
But you need to test yourself with those kind of powerhouses when you are going to play. Remember the group that we were.
Others were saying if we played against Morocco for that test game, maybe boys will not even go for AFCON because they will humiliate us.
Humiliate us. Say Guinea beat Nigeria in a test game by 2 goals to nil.
Yeah.
Who thought about that before? No one. So when Nigeria was coming,
and that boosts Guinea's confidence.
Very well.
Yeah.
So you can see the way they are
will not carry another team after beating Nigeria.
You can see the way they are playing. They played against Cameroon in their first game, scored first against Cameroon, then got a red card in the first half, managed the whole of second half, and then Cameroon was able to score them one equal level the matters. But they tried to maintain the particular scoreline and then settle for a draw when they were a man down. So why not us as well? They could have at least have a test game or two before the AFCON is kick off. But that is the responsibility of our football administrators who failed the whole nation for that. They could have given at least a test game or two for players to test their abilities and also for players to know each other very well, because training, you wouldn't know the weakness of a certain player that you are playing with. You may just may train, but when you are given a test game that you played against some other country who also filing their best players for that particular game, so you know which player is weaker in this particular area and which player is stronger in that particular area. Preparation first cost us, and also the mentality when they were also going. The captain and the coach said, if they had stayed in the plane for about 30 minutes, all of them would have died on board. So that frustration also must have played a role in this particular performance that we have currently seen from the boys. But
after all those sufferation in the plane, information were circulating that they wanted them to board the same flight, and the players said if they don't provide another flight, they will not be going. They will boycott the AFCON.
Yes, the coach said so. I have seen that with the BBC. The coach and the captain were the one who denied that particular claim from the GFF that you should board the same flight to AFCON because it's not safe. They could have died if they had boarded the same flight. But what GFF said, they said with the intervention of the president. These are some of the things that we should take out of football. You are chosen as you are elected as the football administrator. So whichever responsibility that comes with the national team, you should be bold enough to take charge.
They are not taking their responsibility. That is the problem.
And the monies are always provided by FIFA to make sure that do some of those things. And when FIFA release a statement from the GFF that they built 14 mini stadiums. I mean, they call a press conference to clarify. So the General Secretary LAMIN Jassy said instead they did not build 14 stadiums, but
instead they intervened.
FIFA intervened
14 times. That's serious.
So
LAMIN was just trying to cover up things, you know.
Everything is about cover up. So I believe that shouldn't have been the case when it comes to national issues.
These languages are different to intervene and
to build. And
that,
FIFA knows very well what they are writing, and they know the amount of money they pump.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, you cannot just come and try to deny in a broad daylight what is I mean, there for everyone to see. 14. If they had intervened 14 times, where is those millions? Where are those millions? That is over 740 something million Gambian dollars. Where are those money spent? Not on the national team. And in fact, the national team protested here. That
is where I want to come to, because you were at the Independence Stadium, and that very day was the day that the national team players supposed to be at the Independence Stadium for training, and it should have been an opportunity to many Gambian football enthusiasts who miss seeing Gambian players playing at the Independence Stadium to at least have a goodbye with them. As far as after that training, they would have moved to Ivory Coast for the AFCON, but unfortunately they never show up due to the players claiming that the federation owed them bonuses. And that was an agreement between them and the federation that they need to pay their bonuses, but unfortunately they didn't pay their bonuses on time until the players decided to boycott that training. How was the reaction of fans after getting that information that the boys will not finally be at the Independence Stadium due to their bonuses not being paid on time?
In fact, the worst of all at the Independence Stadium was that no one was informed of anything. We were there since 4 p.m. Then a little after 6 p.m. Bakari Balde, yes, informed us that the players are currently in their hotel. You know, the hotel is in Bakau there. They will be coming anytime soon. That was the last communique that was communicated to everyone who was at the Independence Stadium and even the press. Then we were there around 7 or 8, no, before 7 I think, around by then. Tom is seen going around clapping to fans, and Ibu Fai accompanied him. Then we are now seeing the technical side, parking every ball, every corner that was placed for players to train. Then that was the time I got the suspicion perhaps the players would not be coming, but we were not told what has been.
But they didn't waste their time because they were playing with footballs.
Yes. Yes, for them
they are juggling balls.
They are knocking balls. In fact, to the disappointment of many, so many fans were watching from home. Some paid their $300 to come just to see the boys, and in fact they were very angry when we were going into the dressing room, because some were in fact angrily saying, "May Senegal in fact beat us 10-0."
They were chanting.
Yes.
Yeah, a video was circulating. They were chanting
that Tom should not defend. In fact,
the federation. They were chanting that the federation is useless. May Senegal defeat us.
Yes, very well. Yeah, I can hear from some fans saying, "May Senegal in fact beat us 10-0." So that's an anger out of frustration.
Yeah.
No one will want your nation to be beaten such. But I believe before they could have parked the balls, the musical set was there, everything was organized, there are speakers everywhere. So just inform that players are not coming, players say they are not coming, boldly tell us the reason.
But what was even funny, Tom and others were there.
Yes,
at the Independence Stadium.
Others were there.
Players were nowhere to be seen.
Players were not.
And I listened to the Minister of Youth and Sport was having an interview with Panderi, and he said that baffled him.
Yes, he was disappointed. But look, Maneh, this agreement was in discussion since March, and then it was reached in May that players will be paid bonuses if they qualify the Gambia to AFCON, this AFCON that we are currently.
Which they did.
Yes, which they did.
Yeah.
And this was just 38 million plus some hundreds. So why is it that GFF trying to make sure that they did not pay these players? Where is that money going to go after this AFCON? So perhaps this is what the players have seen, and I've seen some trying to blame the captain for the step that he has taken. You cannot blame the captain for that. Yes, for him, he's having the money, but what about some of the players?
Those young ones.
Yeah, those young players who are also here and also need to fend for their families and also some relatives, some friends.
And we need to also get this correct. These players, they are professional players, and their job is football.
Very well.
They are living, they earn it from football.
Good.
Like the way others earn, they are living in their other walks of life.
Yes, the football administrators are paid monthly. Unlike the players.
Yeah.
You only pay them when they are called for national services. Then why are you trying to keep their money with you? You are paid monthly. Even your allowances are paid, even the meetings that you do in your own offices. So why is it that you are trying to make sure that those players are not paid with the money that they deserve to be paid with?
They are also saying
this is their job.
The diplomatic pass. If they receive the diplomatic pass, there's another information that was circulating that if they receive the diplomatic pass, they should not be given that money.
Yes, the captain denied that.
He denied, yeah.
Yes, he denied that. He said the issue of the diplomatic pass is far different from the qualifying bonus, and that is to every nation. Every other nation will pay their players when they qualify them into competitions. We have seen that everywhere. That is about football for you.
Yeah.
So obviously, these people are doing their job, so pay them their money. You don't have to say this is a national issue, they should represent the nation. How can they represent the nation? Those administrators are also there, they are representing the nation, but they are paid monthly. These players are not paid monthly. They are only paid when they are called for national services. So they should be paid. It is their job. They should be paid. So coming down to the other thing about the performances of the boys, when we now come to the football pitch itself, onto the football pitch itself, against Senegal, one would say the red card played a key role in that heavy defeat. Yeah. Because the boys were playing respectably, especially in the first half. The boys were moving the ball very fine, knowing that the qualities in the Senegalese team is far ahead of us. One would blame that heavy defeat on the red card, but against Guinea, the coach has an issue there.
Don't mess up everything.
Yes. You knew that game very well, and you know you need
it's
that
a must-win game.
It's a must-win game.
Yeah, he messed up everything.
Yes. Why would you leave your strikers on the bench and then try to play one of our most creative player up front? That is Musa Barrow. You place him up front, he will not have so many touches on the ball.
No natural strike.
Yes, no natural strike. In games like that, you need to have him more on the ball because you know he is creative. He can place the ball very well for his strikers. When Badamosi came, you can see the amount of balls Barrow sends forward. If Badamosi has started or Aliso has started in that particular game, so obviously Barrow can be free in the game, try to send so many balls up front so that the strikers will be creating chances. But if you are not creating chances, you cannot score goals. So that was our problem.
Minte's absenteeism from your starting lineup.
Minte also, perhaps one would say Minte limped off against Senegal, and then that must have been one of the technical reasons he was left on the bench. But the way he plays, that can tell you that he was not suffering from any pain, and that is not even being communicated. And after Senegal game, look at the press conference that Tom held. He was just angry with the Gambian journalists. We have to criticize you. And if you don't want criticism, then you don't have to be a leader.
Tom needs to understand one thing.
Yes.
The money given to him is not owned by the federation.
Very well.
It's owned by the country.
The Gambian. Very well.
So the journalists there holding him accountable are the mouthpiece of those Gambians who are least privileged to talk to Tom. You can see, because Tom is hearing the government journalists, much especially the sport journalists. Tom is hearing them. That's why he was able to, react like that.
That government journalists are trying to embarrass him in front of the foreign media houses or whatever. Yes, but you must be held accountable so long you are leading.
Yeah,
we have seen coaches here winning leagues or very good trophies, let's say Champions League for the clubs that they are managing or coaching. In the following year, when the results are not going their way, they will be sacked. Yes, you are there to produce results. If results are not coming, why are you there?
And Tom is just bragging, but you look at the last 4 games, he lost all of them in a row. He lost the qualifier games, that is the World Cup qualifier against Ivory Coast, against Burundi he lost.
Yes,
he lost the AFCON against Senegal. He lost AFCON against Guinea. That is a very bad statistic when it comes to our football.
Very bad statistics.
Yeah, it's not a good statistic.
Losing 4 games in a row.
That's the bitter truth.
Yes, that is the bitter. You're losing 4 games in a row, and you are still complaining that. Before you came, Gambia had never qualified.
You said 5 years. You didn't win.
That alone is disrespectful to the nation.
Yeah.
You don't address a nation like this, who are putting money in your pocket to make sure you produce something for them. So if they are blaming you or they are criticizing you, it's because you are leading and you are not, the results are not coming as expected. So obviously when those things are coming, he is also bragging that before then Gambia has never qualified to the AFCON. Gambia has never played in the quarterfinal. Had Tom ever played in the quarterfinal before Gambia?
No. And he has been coaching for years. Yes.
So these are some of the things people need to calculate.
Absolutely.
You don't have to just say,
bringing that.
You don't have to just say Tom have qualified us to AFCON twice in a row.
Yeah, people need to see the bigger picture. Yeah.
Had he qualified to AFCON twice in a row before coming to the Gambia? So these are some of the things.
This shows you that we have those quality players in our team.
Comparing Tom to the other previous coaches that we had before Tom, the quality that Tom is currently having in his team, those particular coaches have the same qualities as Tom? No. Tom is having a lot of players. A lot of players are now playing for European countries. Musa Barrow, you talk about Omar Colley, so many other players, but Moses and so on, Asan Cises and so. So those kind of players were then absent in our national team. Now that we have them and football is developing now and it is evolving, so obviously Tom is bragging because of the qualities in the Gambian team. Yes, I can say that anywhere. So you don't have to sit aside and say Gambia has never been winning games before I come. Those comments are disrespectful to the nation that you are coaching, who have entrusted you and given you such responsibilities to coach them. You have never been to AFCON quarterfinal before you are giving the Gambian team. So why are you giving the credit? Every other credit to yourself. You should give the credit to government players and the government population as well. That will be respectful. But you cannot just disrespect the whole nation that because of me now the Gambia is called the Gambia. So that is what he is trying to insinuate.
I also saw a post from a Senegalese fan who wrote that Gambia, it is not possible for us to defeat Senegal because of comparing these two federations, that is that of Senegal and the Gambia, their investment in football, there is no way we can defeat Senegal.
Yes, very well. That is very right. Also, our football federation, you start to see, are not delivering the way they are expected to deliver. If you want to work on projects in your country, you write to FIFA and then you are funded. But the amount of money that FIFA is spending on the Gambian football, they are not seeing it being utilized in the country.
Yeah.
So obviously that is the outright truth. Everyone knows about that. So I believe GFF now should need to step up to make sure they improve certain abnormalities that are currently affecting our football. Because when the federation is very much prepared and when the federation is very much ready to help, remember, it's a source of income for the youth and also not only for the whole country, and also a place for employment for the youth. if you are playing at home here, earning good salaries as a player, then obviously you are employed.
Tom even said it. Our league is not professional.
Yes, he said some of our players are paid $50. These are some of the disrespectful utterances from the coach.
We don't expect a professional coach to react like that.
Because you are angry.
Because journalists are holding you accountable, holding your neck.
Angrily, he goes into that Gine game angrily and then try to defend the way he used to defend. Because he is the one in charge.
Yeah.
No one will change the fixture that he plays. He plays a CD Janko. Who is it? Janko or not? Is it?
Midfield.
Midfield, yes.
That is Sonko.
Sonko, yes.
Sonko.
Yes, he played Sonko in the midfield. Who is a defender? Yes, Sonko. Sonbag. He played him in the midfield. Sonko could have been playing in the right back or in fact as an attacking defender. If you want to play back three, fine, but bring players that can also deliver for us. You have seen the performance of Ibrahima Dabo in the first game. He did not deliver. In the second game also, he did not deliver.
Alassana delivered in the first game.
Very well. Alassana could have been left in the starting 11. And then you bring on Hamza Bari. Then we play the game. You play one of your strikers up front. You leave Musa Barrow to float and then try to send some balls into the danger areas. That's where you need to score goals. You need to create chances.
We could have scored if Musa Barrow didn't play point striker while Ablai Jallow could have opened, or Musa opened, one of them come to the midfield, then Badamosi or Aliso, one of them be up front, will be able to score.
Yes, if we had Musa Barrow in the other flank and then Ibrahima Koli in the other flank, then you will see Jamano will be playing in the 10 role. Then Badamosi up front. He's energetic.
Because you see the combination between that Ablai Jallow and Musa is just
amazing. Yeah. So obviously Musa also understands Badamosi very well.
Yeah.
Because in the first game against Senegal, when Badamosi was introduced, you see the way Musa is placing balls to him, and also against Guinea when he was introduced, you can see the way he is trying to supply balls to Badamosi. So obviously they play in the same league. He knows the quality that Badamosi has. So obviously, I believe they could have started the game. Musa could have started the game with Badamosi. Then with from there we can make results out of that.
Kemo, finally, what will be your final word, knowing fully that we have no point? Senegal top in our group 6 points, followed by Guinea 4 points, and you have Cameroon 1 point, and we facing Cameroon last game. Any chance for the Gambia?
Yes, it's going to be very, very difficult if we are to qualify. Then meaning every other result that has to come must come in our favor. We need to beat Cameroon to have 3 points and expect every other result or every other team that is to qualify out of the 6 at least stay in 1 or 2 points. So there our 3 points can get us going, but it is going to be very, very difficult because that is also the game that Cameroon is relying on right now. They also know if they win against the Gambia, obviously they can qualify themselves to the round of 16.
Thank you, Kemo. Thank you for coming. Viewers, here is where we're going to draw the curtain. As you all know, we discuss a lot of things concerning the Gambian football, ranging from the first division to the Scorpions' performance in the African Cup of Nations. Our chance of qualifying to the next stage is slim. So here is where we are going to draw our curtain. Till next time, thank you for following Vision TV, much especially in our special show that is Inside Sports Gambia show, whereby we will talk about a lot of things as far as Gambian football is concerned. This platform is specifically for promoting Gambian sports, being it football, volleyball, basket, or any other sporting discipline. As far as it is sports, we are ready to empower it in our own Vision TV here. So continue following us, like our page, send us stars, and keep on sporting. I was your host, LAMIN, MANNEH, and Kemo. Thank you for honoring